Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. It's been quite a while. The 2025 roster and schedule has been leaked. The schedule has been leaked by accident. I saw it on a post. You guys can go ahead and take a look at the schedule while we do this. And let's go ahead and get started with my 2025 predictions. As you can see, I was going to pick Kyle Busch, but then I realized Logano has been close so many times to getting another one. So I was like, why don't we just go with Logano? Then I have to think for a little bit for Atlanta. As you can see, at first I didn't know, and then I just thought to pick Brad Keselowski. He was one of the people that I predicted for 2024. Christopher Bell. I really think he's gonna win COTA next year. I disagree with COTA being the third race of the schedule, but you know. For Phoenix, I was gonna go with Bell again because he seems to be pretty good there actually. Now for Las Vegas, I had an obvious choice, Kyle Larson. And for Homestead Miami, I couldn't think of anybody else, so I just went with Larson again. Now here we go to Martinsville. I really wanted to think because I didn't just want to keep on picking Logano because then you guys would think I'm selfish. So I ended up going with Hamlin. Now for Darlington, I had no idea of who to go for. So I ended up going with Chris Buescher. He almost won there this year. Now for Bristol. This one is an anybody could win track. But I remembered 2020 where Chase Elliott almost won, so I went with Chase Elliott. And for Talladega, it was an obvious choice of Ryan Blaney. For Texas, I ended up going with Brad. Now it's time for Kansas, and if anything, you'd probably think of people like Tyler Reddick or Chris Buescher. But instead, I ended up going with Joey Logano. Now Charlotte. Yeah, I'm going with Larson again. You guys saw 2024 predictions. I went with Larson. He didn't even end up racing. I'm pretty sure if he did, he would have won it. So I'm going with Larson for 2025. Next up is Nashville. Nashville has either been won by Chevrolet, and this year it was a Ford. So let's make it Toyota, shall we? I was going to go with Denny Hamlin, but then I remembered Chase Briscoe almost won there. So I went with Chase Briscoe instead. Now for Mexico City, we have to go with the person who lives in Mexico. Daniel Suarez, of course. Now for Michigan. I was really actually thinking. I would have went with Reddick, but as you can see, I ended up going with Kyle Busch. He almost won there this year, but it ended up not happening. Now for Pocono, I actually had to think. I couldn't really think of anybody. The two people that I was thinking of was Busch and Hamlin. So I ended up going with Hamlin. Now for Atlanta, as you can see, I ended up going with Ty Gibbs. Now for the Chicago Street Course, it was an obvious answer. I had to go with SVG. Now, if you're wondering why I have SVG in the 88, it was announced today that SVG will be in the 88 for 2025. And I ended up going with him again for Sonoma. He's really good at road courses for the new people going into NASCAR. For Dover, I have to go with Chase Elliott. If Truex is not here, then Elliott has to win Dover. Indianapolis, I had three people, Busch, Logano, Larson. So I ended up going with Logano because he's been close. Iowa. I had to go with Byron. I can't leave him out of the winner zone. Now the Glen. It was an obvious choice. I went with Elliott. Now I was thinking of Larson at first, but then I was like, Elliott has done more. Richmond number 2. I couldn't really think like that, but I ended up going with Christopher Bell. He almost won there this year. Now Daytona 2, which is the race for today, I ended up going with Ty Gibbs. He almost won there in 2023. Darlington number 2. I didn't even get to see who I picked. Okay, there. I went with Ty Gibbs again. Then for Gateway, I went with Kyle Busch. I mean, you got to go with Kyle Busch. He's almost won there in 2022 and won there in 2023. So he is actually pretty strong at Gateway. Now for Bristol, I ended up going with Denny Hamlin. I'm picking Hamlin a lot this season. I feel like he might be one of the contenders. But as you can see, I'm going with Bell for New Hampshire. One of the best at New Hampshires by this point. 2022 and 2024. One of the dominant people at New Hampshire. Now for Kansas, I am going to go with Hamlin again. Charlotte Roval. I've never seen SVG race there before, and I've never seen him win there. But I have to go with SVG. And for Las Vegas, it's another obvious choice, Joey Logano. Which he is one of my Final Four contenders, by the way. I went with Ryan Blaney for Talladega, but he is not a Final Four contender, in my opinion. And for Martinsville, I went with Logano again. Either that or Hamlin. Okay, I went with Hamlin. So my Final Four was Logano, Hamlin, Elliott. As you can see, I'm scrolling, to see who has the most wins and see who my Final Four will be. It was Hamlin, Logano, Elliott, and Christopher Bell. Now, some of you guys are wondering, why didn't you have Reddick win a race? And no, I did not forget about him. I just wasn't thinking of any races that he would win. So I was trying to think who I was going to make be the champion and win Phoenix number 2. For Phoenix number 2, I went with Ryan Blaney because he is good there, like really good. And you guys probably would have thought I would have picked Logano for this year. For next year. But nope. I ended up going with Denny Hamlin getting his first ever NASCAR Cup Series championship. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Please like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy. And let me know what you guys think of the Daytona race. I might do a reaction video, by the way.